Well, what's going on, guys? 16 Byte here, and today I'm just gonna be showing off my PixelCraft project, basically. Um, Basically what it is a Minecraft clone. Uh, I just decided to make it, in school because I got really bored one day, and I was like, hey, let's try to make Minecraft, So I was looking through all the algorithms and stuff, seeing how everything was put together. And in the end result, right now, this is what I have. It's loading. It's really slow for some reason. Not sure why. Only 2 FPS. But yeah, this is basically it. It's infinite terrain. Um, Very, very slow. I'm not sure why. It's probably because of the caves, to be honest with you. Um, Maybe if I turned off caves, it would be a lot faster. I don't know. Oh well. I'll go through performance improvements and stuff, and uh, I'll fix that up in the future. But for now, I just wanted to basically show you guys my progress. I added trees to the game, which is pretty cool. Um, they're basically just randomly generated. Randomly generated with how many blocks and of leaves and stuff that they have. And another cool feature that I decided to make was it would delete a block if the leaves were say to like go through it. And actually, this right here is something that happens in Minecraft a lot, and it's cool that it happened in my game. Uh, it's like a little hole, and then a tree's in it. I thought that was pretty cool. But the tree's floating. Wait, no, it's not. Oops. Yeah. So basically, it like deletes all the other blocks, just like if a tree were to grow in Minecraft. This is pretty cool. Infinite terrain. Um, it's supposed to be fast. Um, in a way that when I made it so only the faces touching air are rendered like this. This is full of air blocks because this is a cave, and it's full of air blocks. So you can see all the faces touching an air block. And actually, when you delete something, you don't really delete it. You just replace. Whoa, this is pretty cool. Like sometimes I'll get like advanced caves like this, just because I made it kind of like stupid. Like I just made it randomly, 2 seconds. Um, but yeah, some cool stuff comes out of it. But basically, where I was before was when you delete something, it gets replaced by an air block. So I'm going to press space, which is the delete button right here, and I'll show you guys what it does. So, oh, actually, it deleted all the way over there. So, now we can see all the faces that are touching the air block, and this all actually turned to air. I'm not sure why. Or like, oh, well, I do know why, because this is touching like other blocks, so I'm making hand gestures right now and you can't you guys can't see it. But it's basically like two faces of the block of the chunks are touching, so it cancels out and turns off the texture basically. Um, so yeah, that's basically just me telling you a little bit about the project, showing you how it works and how it's like Minecraft. And yes, it is infinite terrain. It's kind of slow, but it has some performance improvements, like it deletes chunks and then reloads them later when they're needed again. Like when you get back close to them, like all these chunks out here, they get unloaded and reloaded when we get near them. So, and actually, all this data gets saved to a file. Because if you open this world game object right here, you can see the world script, and it's connected to the chunk and the world name. You can pick whatever you want the world to be. You can add a GUI function if you're good at this kind of stuff, where you collect the string on here and it changes it to this. And basically, what that does is if we go to the folder where it is kept, it's kept in my Git folder, and you go to voxel game saves, you will see all the saves for your worlds. This was new world test. I didn't really do anything, so it didn't save anything, but it saves certain chunks that you edit, and some I haven't added a function to load them in again, but these are like temporary files. Sometimes they'll stay. I'm not, cause I wanted to make a feature where you could load the world again, but I didn't add like a constructor for the world to reload everything. So I will be doing that in the future though, if I want to keep working on this project. But basically, why you guys are here is mostly because you guys saw on Twitter at 16byte with an underscore that I uploaded this to GitHub, and if you guys want to see what the GitHub is, there's a link in the description, and it's just github.com/16byte/pixelcraft, and you guys can actually like explore my actual my GitHub if you guys want. See all my projects. Of course, I haven't finished any of them, but basically here I added a code block and some minor improvements. So you guys can just clone it, pull request, or download it as a zip and just open it in Unity, and you should get exactly this. It'll be plug and play basically. So now with all that out of the way, with all the rambling and whatnot, we're gonna make a block today. So we're gonna open up the scripts folder, and we're going to go to the blocks folder. And you can see we have 4 blocks already. Well, probably 5 because on my other computer I made a new block, just kind of messing around with UV textures. And you're gonna want to hit create C# script. So we're gonna make a new class and we're gonna call it block. Let's make a coal block, or I already made a coal block. Let's make an iron block. Iron ore. There we go. So block iron ore. So you're just going to want to open the class. Okay, now that it's open, we can go ahead and start making our block. Actually, you can see I have all these other stuff open. You guys can check it out and play around with it. I wouldn't play around with much of this stuff too much unless you know what you're doing, because then you'll basically ruin the project. But I've already created a block constructor for you guys. So basically what this does is it builds the block, the faces, it'll get the textures, the UVs and everything that you put into it. And I made it super simple. So let's go back into block iron ore, and we're gonna go ahead and delete all these. And instead of inheriting from mono behavior, we're going to be inheriting from the block class. So we're just extending block basically, if you guys know Java. And we're going to be using system, so that way we can serialize it and save block data. So serializable, there we are. And don't worry if you guys are using the Unity free. I actually built this project on Unity free and switched it over to my home PC. So yeah, so don't worry about that. Don't worry if you're using mono develop or anything like that. It'll all work the same. I built it on just an old Unity thing I downloaded from unity3d.com. So yeah, let's get started with this block. So first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna add the constructor to the block. So we're gonna do public, and then the same name as the class, block iron ore, and then parentheses. We're not gonna do the brackets yet. You're just gonna want to hit enter, colon, base, parentheses, and then you want to do the curly brackets. So basically, we have a block now. The generic texture for it is actually, let's pull out the texture. So to find the texture folder, we're gonna go to our assets folder. We're gonna go to prefabs and we're gonna open tiles 1, and it'll go ahead and open it in this little photos thing. If you're on Windows, and then basically how this works is we start out at 0, 0, which is this block right here, which is the generic stone texture. That's what every block will start out with. And then we start, this is X, and this is Y. So to get to this, we need to do 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, X. So 3X, 1Y. Same thing here, 3X, 2Y. So we're going to be making a iron ore block. So we're going to want this texture right here. So we're going to go back to Visual Studio, and we're going to do a public override. And basically from here, once you press space, you will get every function that you can make for the block. So hit space, we can get the block data. We can get if it equals the object, the face down data, all this stuff. You can check if, like, right next to it there's a grass block. Actually, it uses this to detect air blocks and to present the UV. You can get the face UVs, that's not really important. You can get the hash code, you can choose if it's solid or not, and the texture position, and toString. So the one we're going to be dealing with is texture position, so you can go ahead and double click that. It should work the same on MonoDevelop for you guys. So basically, now we have a texture to the block that will just wrap whatever texture we tell it to wrap around it. So we're just going to delete this return value, and we're going to make a new one. So return tile underscore. Make sure it's all underscore. And we're going to make a tile. So tile, undercase tile, equals new tile. Okay? So, whoa, what the heck? Okay, I don't know what happened. Oh, hey, stop. I don't know what's happened to my Visual Studio, but that was weird. Let's get back to this. And say you want, like, the top of it to be iron, and then the sides to be, say, the stone texture, and then the bottom to be coal as well. What you could do is you can do switch and then direction and then curly brackets, my bad, curly brackets, and then case direction dot down, up, east, west, north, or south. So we're going to do up. So direction dot up, and then colon, and then enter, and then return tile, and then semicolon. And in here we can do tile dot x equals, we're gonna want stone. So remember, we go back to this, and stone is 0, 0. So tile x is 0, and tile dot y is also 0. Actually, my bad. We're gonna want the the iron texture. So 3x and 3y. So let's go back here. Tile.x is 3. Tile.y is 3. Okay? And then we can choose the bottom as well. So case direction dot down. Make sure it's a colon, not a semicolon. And then tile.x equals 3. Tile.y equals 3. And then return tile. And then that's it. That's all we're going to need for the switch, because that's all we need for the directions. And if you just want a generic texture on it, you don't need any of this. All you have to do is, and also if you have this and you want the rest of it to be a certain texture, then for the rest of it you just do tile.x equals, and then we're going to do stone, so tile.y equals 0, so 0 0 for stone, and we have a texture on there now. And what you could do, but it's really redundant unless you're gonna make the object actually like see-through. I mean, that's, or yeah, well, see-through, and like say if it needs transparency, um, or you can walk through it basically. You're gonna do public override, and we're gonna get the is solid function, and what you're gonna return it to is basically just true if it's true, or false if it's false. But by default, it's true. So we can just go ahead and delete this because it would be redundant to have it. So let's go ahead and save it, minimize, and we basically have our block now. We now have a iron block. So to test this out, because I don't have an ore generation yet, we can open up the terrain generator class, and we can do Control F, and we can type in, say, block grass, and it'll take you to the grass thing. It'll show you where it's building grass from. So instead of block grass, we're gonna do block iron ore, and it'll turn this like this color, or any color, blue for mono develop, I believe. If it's a correct valid block. So go ahead and save it. Save block iron ore. And go back to Unity. And you can go ahead and hit play. And as we're waiting for it to load, you can go ahead and see that everything has turned into this gold texture. Okay, well, apparently we used the wrong texture because that one was apparently supposed to be gold. But you guys get the point. That's how you make a block, basically. All the grass has been replaced to gold. I think this was the iron texture. No, wait. Well, oh, I know what we did. Okay, it needs to be 2 2, not 3 3. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick, just because we have a little bit of time to fix it. So 2 2. Okay. Go ahead and save that. And then, actually, something really funny happens when you save at runtime and you don't stop it. Everything else will get generated the same, and you will have chunk conflicts. Just like if you follow me on Twitter, you will see the same thing. And as you can see, we have both kinds of blocks interfering with each other, and it's actually the same block. But as you can see, we have the iron texture, and if we delete it, you can see that there are two chunks in it. Um, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys want to change it back to the grass, like normal grass. Just make sure that this is turned off. Okay. And then go back to your code editor. Go back to terrain gen, and right here at block iron ore. And say you lost it, you can just do Control F again, and then you can just type in block iron ore, and you will find it again. So you can just take this off and change it back to block grass. Okay, go ahead and save that. Unity, play. We'll wait, give it a bit of time to load. And as it's loading, you can see that we have grass back. So you guys can go ahead and have fun with this. The next video, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for the next video, but basically just wanted to show you guys that anything's really possible with this. I might make a movable character pretty soon after I fix all the lag problems. This project is on GitHub, so you guys can go ahead and navigate over to the description and click on the link to my GitHub. And this just about wraps up the video. I just want to let you guys know, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for subscribing and dropping a like. It's much appreciated. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter if you guys have a minute to spare. I have finally hit 200 subscribers. Kind of happy about that. I've been stuck at 190 for like the past year. So finally at 200 subscribers after making this project and showing it to the world. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just drop a like, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.